If you are very, very familiar with the gym community, with the gym space, you must have heard this phrase, no pain, no gain. And what is it actually saying? It's telling you that without the pain that you go through in the gym, you can't make the gains of bodybuilding. You can't make the gains of an aesthetic physique. That also boils down to how you feel in the real sense. When you don't feel that pain of going through challenges, not in a weird way, not in a bad way, but the pain of going through things in the real sense, challenging yourself in the real world. When you don't go through that pain, how then do you grow in real life? You don't want to have meaningful conversations. You don't want to have difficult conversations with family and friends. You don't want to do exercises to train your body. You don't want to read to train your mind. You don't want to build a business by going through difficult times. You don't want to go through challenges at all. You don't want to study for exams. You don't want to upskill yourself. You don't want to level up in real life because it seems difficult. But same you wants to scroll on social media all day. Same you wants to eat junk food. Same you wants to order for food online. Same you wants to go onto dating apps and talk to people. Same you wants to get validation from social media and content watching. But then when it's time for you to do meaningful things that will actually make you level up in real life, it seems difficult. You don't want to do it anymore because it's hard. But then social media and scrolling all day is very easy. Mind you, your brain wants easy things because it wants to conserve energy for you so that you can survive. But it's left to you to now start doing the difficult things so that you can grow. Because without these difficult things, without these challenging things, like reading, like meditating, like journaling, like going to the gym, like spending time with loved ones, like taking a walk, like journaling, like reading, these things are actually difficult. It doesn't bring pleasure the way you want it to. But then it's the only way you can build up. It's the only way you can grow. It's the only way you can become a fulfilled and happy human being. It's the only way you can build yourself to face challenges when they come in real life. But these are the things you are running away from. You want to enjoy more. You want pleasure. You want constant stimulation from social media, from video games, from music, from movies, from junk food, from content, from social media, from all of this. These things are the easiest things that you can do, but it doesn't bring you any reward. The ROI is so low. But when you read, when you journal, you meditate, you take walks, spend time with loved ones, you go to the gym, you eat healthy. These things are difficult now, but has a huge ROI. It has a huge impact on how you feel, how fulfilled you'll be, how purposeful you'll become, and how happy you'll be overall. So how much of your future self do you want to sacrifice for the enjoyment of today? Just ask yourself that question. How long do you want to sacrifice your future self, your future enjoyment, your future happiness and fulfillment over just few minutes of instant pleasure and enjoyment from junk food, from social media, from watching content, from watching movies all day, from spending time doing things that are harmless, that are harmful and meaningless? How much of a future self do you want to sacrifice for today's enjoyment when you can actually build a meaningful life today by doing those difficult things? That's all it takes. Just tell yourself, these difficult things will give me a huge ROI, but this cheap, easy, instant, quick rewards brings me a very low ROI. And in the future, you look back and regret that you spent all your days for instant pleasure and enjoyment rather than building a meaningful life by doing those hard, difficult things. Like I said earlier, no pain, no gain. How much of your future enjoyment do you want to sacrifice for just few moments of instant pleasure and constant stimulation right now? Ask yourself that question. When we talk about primal self, all we mean is that you should reject modern excess. Not in a bad way, that you shouldn't use social media, you shouldn't play video games. If you want to, by all means, go ahead, but do them intentionally, not at the expense of your future self. That's what we preach here. Welcome to the tribe.